Masai Russell and Ditaji Kambundji are clashing again in Monaco, and this rematch comes with unfinished business. Russell has won every Diamond League hurdles race she has entered this season and moved within 0.02 of the world record. But Kambunji finished ahead of her the last 2 times they met, first here in Monaco, then for the world title in Tokyo. One owns the season, the other owns the rivalry. Russell's answer to those defeats began in Shanghai. The Olympic champion opened her 2026 campaign there on May 16th. She chased down Devin Charlton over the final 2 hurdles and won in 12.25 seconds, the fastest time in the world that day. 1 week later in Xiamen, she went even faster. Russell crossed the line in 12.14 seconds, a new American record. That time missed Toby Amusan's world record of 12.12 seconds by just 0.02 of a second. It is the second fastest 100-meter hurdles run in history, trailing only Amusan herself. Afterward, Russell made her intentions clear. "I've been saying all year that I'm going to break the world record," she said. "I don't know when it's going to come, but I keep getting closer and closer." On July 4th, at the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene, Oregon, Russell won again. She ran 12.24 seconds to equal the meeting record. Now she is the second fastest woman in the history of the event, and she is running out of rivals left to beat. Ditaji Kambundji is not new to beating Masai Russell. Last September, at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, the Swiss hurdler ran the race of her life. She crossed the line in 12.24 seconds, a personal best, and Toby Amusan took silver in 12.29 seconds. Russell, tipped by many as the favorite, finished 4th and missed the podium entirely. "It's crazy," Kambunji said afterward. "I was giving my all. I tried to focus on myself. I was calm and pretty collected. I knew I had it in me." It was the first world title in the 100-meter hurdles in Swiss history. Kambunji comes from a family built around the sport. Kambunji had already won 2 Diamond League titles in 2024, in Doha and in Ostrava, and had taken silver at the European Championships in Rome that same year. Earlier in 2025, she won the European Indoor Championships over the 60-meter hurdles in a European record of 7.67 seconds. That result in Tokyo is why Monaco matters so much. Kambunji is not chasing Russell. She is the reigning world champion, ranked 2nd in the world this season behind only Russell herself. She is the last woman who beat Masai Russell when a global title was on the line. This rivalry did not start in Tokyo. It started right here, at this exact meeting 1 year ago. At the 2025 Hercules meeting in Monaco, Jamaica's Megan Tapper stole the win in 12.34 seconds. Kambunji finished 2nd in 12.43. Russell struggled over the early hurdles and crossed the line in 12.57, well outside the podium. So heading into this year's race, Kambunji has now beaten Russell in her last 2 meetings against her, once at this very stadium and once at the biggest championship in the sport. Russell has the far better 2026 season on paper, but on this particular track, in this particular rivalry, history belongs to Kambunji. But 2026 has not been kind to Kambunji. She opened her season in Shanghai on May 16th and finished 5th in 12.82 seconds, more than half a second behind Russell's winning time. 1 week later in Xiamen, she finished 5th again, running 12.62 seconds as Russell blazed to her near-record 12.14. Her management announced she would need to skip her next scheduled competitions to recover. "It's fortunately only a small injury," Kambunji said after the diagnosis. "Thanks to the medical team, we should get it under control quickly." The reigning world champion has not won a single Diamond League race this outdoor season. World Athletics itself describes her heading into Monaco as a woman still hunting for her first win of the year. That is the gap Kambunji needs to close on Friday night, not just against Russell, against her own season. The meeting Hercules EBS takes place at Stade Louis II in Monaco on July 10th, the 10th stop of the 2026 Wanda Diamond League season. This is not just a 2-woman race, with McCormick making her Diamond League debut on the biggest stage of her young career. One notable name is missing from the field. Toby Amusan, the Nigerian world record holder, does not appear on the Monaco entry list this year, after a season that has already included Diamond League wins in Rabat and Paris. Her absence means Russell's clearest path to the record on Friday runs through a fast track and a deep field, not through the one woman who has actually run faster than her. World Athletics has called Russell against Kambunji one of the marquee clashes of the entire Monaco program, a meeting between an Olympic champion and a world champion. Faith Kipyegon set the women's 1,500-meter world record on this same track in 2023. Jessica Hull set the 2,000-meter world record here in 2024. Both returned to Monaco this year to race the 3,000 meters on the same program as the hurdles. If a 100-meter hurdles world record falls in 2026, a fast, loaded field on this particular track is exactly the kind of night it would happen on. For Russell, the target is clear. She sits just 0.02 of a second behind Toby Amusan's world record of 12.12 seconds and needs to find 0.03 to erase it completely. Nobody else on the entry list has run within 0.2 of a second of her season best this year. A win in Monaco would also make it 4 Diamond League victories in a row to open her season, all without a single defeat over the barriers. No woman in the field has been able to solve her all year. For Kambunji, the calculation is different. Her biggest target this season is not Monaco. It is the European Championships in Birmingham, which run from August 10th to the 16th. Her team has been managing her comeback specifically to have her sharp for that meet, and admits it is still not clear whether she will even be fully ready for the Swiss National Championships in late July. But Monaco still matters to her. A reigning world champion does not want to arrive at her home continent's championship without a single Diamond League win to her name all year. And she does not want to hand Russell an entire season of total dominance without testing her again after Tokyo, especially on a track where Kambunji has already beaten her once. Russell is the form horse of 2026, unbeaten and closing in on history. Kambunji is the reigning world champion trying to prove that Tokyo was not a one-off, racing back from injury on the same track where she outran Russell 12 months ago. Those two facts do not sit easily next to each other. Only the race on Friday night will settle which one is true. Masai Russell enters Friday's meeting, Hercules EBS in Monaco as the woman to beat, boasting an unbeaten Diamond League record this season in performance levels that have put her within striking distance of the world record. Her primary challenger, Ditaji Kambundji, arrives with the proven pedigree of a global champion and the distinct psychological advantage of having previously defeated Russell on this very track. The race promises a high-stakes clash. This Monaco showdown serves as a critical indicator of form ahead of next month's European Championships in Birmingham.